Hello and welcome to Zazumi and AI YouTube Coach. I'm Sherry Barbera.
I'm Sal Barbera.
And today we're going to be talking to you about something really fascinating that's happened because of AI. People have started making little movie trailers using AI. And I recently entered a contest, which is very exciting, with an AI movie trailer, and so everything is fresh in my mind, all of the things that I used, every single AI tool, and there were 11 of them that I could remember.
Whoa.
So we are going to be covering all 11 of them today. I'm not going to be going into depth, but I am going to be covering each one of them. And if you have questions, put them in the chat so that we can answer them live for you. If you missed this live, put them in the comments and we'll be sure to answer them there.
Listen, if I have a question, I'm going to do this.
Oh.
This way you'll know. And I won't have to interrupt you. You'll just know.
Okay,
All
good.
right, good.
All right, that's great. Making an AI movie trailer or a YouTube video using AI from script to screen. Very exciting. These are the different tools that I use. First, you start with your own concept or idea, which I started with. I'm going to jump back for one quick second. I started with a concept that we came up with a couple years ago when we created our own NFT collection. We created a collection of nuns and we animated them, and they turned into these Picasso-esque looking, crazy looking things. They are on OpenSea today and you can find them there and buy them there, help support the mission. And then when we got into AI, I started creating AI nuns and putting them up on their own YouTube channel, Nuns on a Mission on YouTube, and creating their own stand-up comedy. So when this AI movie trailer contest came out, it was the perfect opportunity to expand on the concept of these nuns doing stand-up comedy for their convent and to say the reason why they were doing it. So that's where the concept and idea came up with for the movie trailer that I did. Then I went to ChatGPT with the concept idea that I had, put all of the information to ChatGPT, and from there I started developing the trailer. From there, I had to go into Discord, and if you have been following along on this journey with us, from just doing how to use YouTube for your business, to how to create NFTs to make additional money and funding for your business, to how to use AI for your YouTube channel, which of course will help your business. If you've been following along this journey, then you know that I hated Discord when it first came out, but now I'm using it all the time. And so I've grown to not dislike it at all. I've gotten quite used to it, and it's a part of the AI journey. A lot of these apps, these AI apps that started on Discord now also have a web presence like Midjourney, like Pika Labs, but I still use them on Discord. Midjourney is on Discord, and then I also used Canva's AI, which I'm telling you is pretty darn good. I was amazed, and Photoshop has a fantastic in-painting tool and image expanding tool, and so many things that you can do in Photoshop, which is, I love Photoshop. I've been using it forever. And then 11 Labs, which is an AI online app that you go to where you can not only create voices, you can use your own voice, you can change your voice, you can use one of their voices, you can upload a voice, but also now sound effects. You can create sound effects, which I did do for the trailer, and it was so much fun and really, really easy. Then you go to DID. What is DID? Well, DID you use for taking the voice that you created in 11 Labs, taking the character that you created in Midjourney, because that's where you create all your images, and then making them seamlessly turn into a talking character, which is incredible. Now, before I keep going about this, I just want to say that AI still is in its youth. It's a baby. Even though it's growing very, very rapidly and quite incredibly at the moment, And I'm sure that within a year at the most, we'll be seeing much, 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 much more sophisticated movements. Right now, the marrying of 11 Labs voices and the DID with your character just creates a talking head. There's no movement in the body whatsoever. So we are getting some really mean comments on the Nuns YouTube channel, like they're creepy and, you know, I hate AI and things like that, but that's fine. Everything has to start somewhere, and AI is getting its chops, let's just call it that. So after that, what do? Well, you take the images and you put them into a program called Pika to animate them. Absolutely incredible, the things that you can do, all of the camera directions and the zooming and the panning and everything else. Then I recently discovered, right when I was working on the trailer, can I go over to us now? Okay, I recently discovered when I was working on the trailer a new program that Sal ended up creating all the music for our trailer on, called Udio. Hey, where did that come from?
Did you do that?
I think the screen display did that. That's really funny. We just set up reactions on our Apple Cinema display.
Oh.
And I don't know how it's doing that on its own, but
That's
anyway,
great.
That was really fun. Udio, U-D-I-O.
You need a song, and you can add to the beginning of the song. You can add to the end of the song. You can change the duration, and it's just like little clicks. You just do it. It's so cool.
It's so cool. So I'll show you a little bit of that today, but not a tremendous amount of that today. And then finally, what do you do when you have all of these components? Well, you put them into an editing program like Final Cut Pro, which I use, and CapCut, which I've also used. So those are the 11 different AI programs or apps that I am going to be covering today with you. So the first one is ChatGPT. And what did I use that for? Scripting. Well, I also used it for when I came up with the concept and the idea for what I wanted to do for the trailer. I put that into ChatGPT and I asked it to help me with the idea to make it tighter and funnier if possible. And ChatGPT and I bizarrely worked together on that, creating a tight concept and then turning that into a script. And the way that you want to set up your script is with your who. Who is this trailer or video about? And if it's not about a person, what is it about? That's your who. And then what genre is it? Are you doing comedy? Are you doing drama? Is it horror? Is it sci-fi? What is it? Is it comedy, drama, dramedy? Whatever that genre is, you want ChatGPT to get as much information from you about what it is that you are giving it so that it can give you a script based on what you really want. And then what is the type of content that you are putting into the script, and then what is the subject? And let me show you exactly what I mean by that. So act as an expert comedy screenwriter. That's who I want ChatGPT to be, and write the film trailer, and that's what I want it to do for Nuns on a Mission, and that's the title of my movie trailer. So that's where you want to put in the title to make you laugh and save their convent. So that's the complete concept behind the movie. Now, scene setting: a beautiful but dilapidated convent, Our Lady of Perpetual Laughter, where nuns are struggling to fix the leafy roof, crumbling walls, cracked windows. Even the donation box is collecting dust. The nuns decide to raise funds to save their convent by turning the basement into a comedy club. The trailer is told. Now, this is how I am explaining to the expert comedy screenwriter what the trailer is, the components of the trailer should be. The trailer is told with voiceover. And again, what I'm saying is this is a prompt that I wrote and put into ChatGPT to get the script that I wanted, and that's what I want you to do. The trailer is told with voiceover, but a few scenes of the nuns actually talking are scattered throughout. Although they convince Mother Superior their world turns upside down when Sister Mary Clarence's stand-up about her devilish cat Lucifer becomes a YouTube and Instagram sensation. In a surprise twist, the Pope hears of them, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And so I tell actually ChatGPT specifically what I want, the who, the genre, the content type, and the subject. And now the best thing to do is to go to ChatGPT. So I am going to pop over to ChatGPT and just show you what it is that I am talking about.
Wait, didn't you say when you went to do the dialogue for the Pope, it kind of questioned you a little bit to make sure that you were being correct about what the Pope would say?
You know, it wasn't the dialogue for the Pope, but when I tried to, this was so weird. When I created the images of the Pope in Midjourney, all I did was write the Pope. I didn't say a particular Pope, or I didn't give a name, or I didn't do anything like that. And the images that came up in Midjourney were of our current Pope.
Oh.
I didn't do that.
Oh.
I didn't say the current Pope.
It could have been a rapper, you don't know.
It could have, but it was actually the current Pope.
I don't know if there's a rapper called the Pope, but I
so
wouldn't be surprised.
then I didn't want the actual Pope. So, but prior to that, I went to D/ID, where I was going to add the voice in for the Pope to the image, the character image I created, and DID would not allow it. It would not allow it. It does not allow images of any famous or celebrity people to be voiced, and I thought that was fantastic. So, okay, so maybe I would have done it, but I didn't do it. So then I went back to Midjourney and I typed in a prompt for an 80-year-old man, blah, 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 and I gave it all the details that I wanted, and then I created a new Pope face, and then I switched the faces. That was another program. I actually didn't put that in. I swapped the faces. So I did do face swapping in quite a lot of this to make the faces
talking about the power of AI.
Oh, it's amazing. It truly is amazing. Okay,
I've seen too many movies. Go on.
It is incredible. So let's see. Okay, so here I am in ChatGPT, and what you want to do when you're in ChatGPT is just, you know, give it a prompt. And now it's really funny, but I can't tell if I'm in Ecamm or if I'm in the internet here. Okay, here we go. So let me make this window a little bit smaller, and I can just show you now. This is where you want to put in act as an expert screenwriter and give me a script for a new film coming out about a cat in a convent that's called Lucifer because he's very bad. Okay. So I said, act as an expert screenwriter, give me a script for a new film coming out about a cat in a convent that's called Lucifer because he's very bad. And then look, it gives us a log line, which is, you know, pretty darn incredible. That's the log line in a quiet convent, the arrival of a log line. For those of you who don't know what a log line is, a log line is basically a description of the movie. It's the kind of thing that you see when you're scrolling through Netflix or you're looking at the TV, and it's a short synopsis of whatever it is that you're looking at. For a movie, it's a short synopsis of the movie. Let's go back to ChatGPT. So in a quiet convent, the arrival of a mischievous cat named Lucifer turns the nuns' serene lives upside down. As chaos ensues, the nun must find a way to tame the naughty feline, blah, blah. Okay, so now look at this. Scene 1, arrival, and then there's dialogue with names, and even, I mean, look at this. Interior convent room day, the nuns gather around the crate, Sister Mary, 30, strict but caring. We are getting a lot of interesting content from ChatGPT. We're getting script ideas, we're getting directions, we're getting characters, we're getting descriptions of the characters. ChatGPT is phenomenal. And I don't think I need to show you any more about that. If there are any questions about it though, please put them in the chat right now or in the comments below this video so that we can answer them for you. But wow, I highly recommend using ChatGPT for your scripting, for a film, for a trailer, even for your videos. It's fantastic. And will give you camera directions, whatever it is that you need, it will give it to you. Okay, let's go back to the slides. The next thing you want to do, and the reason that you want to do this, you want to create an outline for your film trailer or your video. In other words, you need to know what it is that you are breaking down from the trailer that ChatGPT created. So the trailer outline should have the screen directions, the camera shots, the image descriptions. And these are the things that you specifically want in an outline. And we can go back to ChatGPT and I can show you what that means. So here are trailer, excuse me, we have to go back up.
What's going on?
So these are the opening shots. Creating a professional movie trailer involves several key elements. Wait, I don't think you're seeing that. So here I'm saying to it, please break down the shots in a professional movie trailer. Creating a professional movie trailer involves several key elements and shots. You want opening shots, inciting incidents, character introductions. This is a way for you to sort of understand what it is that you want to be done. And then the next thing to do that I did was I asked it for an outline. I'm sorry I'm doing this while you're all here, but it's okay. So I said, I need a trailer outline with screen directions, camera shots, and image descriptions for Midjourney. And then it gave me them. So scene 1, aerial shot of the convent, screen direction, camera shot, image description. Scene 2, inside the convent. It gave me everything I need. And that's what you want to do when you're doing your own outline of the script, so that when you are creating your actual trailer, you can look at the outline and you can say, oh, I need this image. I'm going to do this camera shot. Even if you are creating the image, then whatever it tells you the camera shot is something that you can also use in Pika to animate it. And so there's many reasons why this is absolutely incredible and wonderful. The next thing you want to do are your image and your setting descriptions. And this again is something that you can do in ChatGPT to get the most out of it. And the way that you do that is you want to create the settings if you're doing a movie trailer. You want to create the settings. So using the detailed image description prompts from Midjourney, you want to create whatever it is that you want for your image. So for example, Fujifilm, gorgeous cinematic still, bird's eye view. So now you're giving it a camera angle of Our Lady of Perpetual Laughter Convent, a drone shot. You can actually give it these kinds of detailed instructions. And we are talking about Midjourney right now. I'm not talking about ChatGPT. When you are creating your images, you are creating them, I am creating them in Midjourney, and that's what I'm talking to you about today. You can also use Leonardo. There are many other programs, but Midjourney, in my opinion, is still the creme de la creme, the best of the best, and that's what I highly recommend that you use. So this is a prompt. A prompt is something that you type into Midjourney to prompt it to give you the image that you're looking for. So a drone shot, high definition, 4K, highly realistic color photography, and then I did a -- aspect ratio 16:9. And the reason that I did that is because I want to be sure that the image that I get will have an aspect ratio that fits into my movie trailer all the time. So I do aspect ratio 16:9, which is the exact horizontal and vertical size for a film trailer.
I have a question.
Yes.
It's kind of a non sequitur, but why is it called a bird's eye view? Because the birds like look at you through the window, and are they watching us all the time? Are they watching from a tree? Are they looking down from a tree? Are they flying and looking at you at the same time? And how can they do that? How can they just be flying and looking at you? So why is it a bird's eye view?
Well, I think it's the flying and looking at you.
Flying and look at you. They're flying around and looking down at you with their eye.
Yeah.
And it's a bird's eye view.
I know, and their eye is like this big.
All right, I just realized I didn't know what it meant.
I think
a bird's eye view.
Yeah, bird's eye view.
All right, go on.
Okay. So this is what Midjourney gave me from my prompt. Fujifilm gorgeous cinematic still bird's eye view of Our Lady of Perpetual Laughter. So it looks like we're zooming in, flying in to the convent. And I have to admit, it's very, 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 very difficult to get the exact image that you have in your head. And I end up probably doing, and I'm not exaggerating, I probably end up doing between 10 and 30, sometimes more, images or variations of an image, or zoom out, zoom in, or aspect ratios, or different in paintings or expansions of an image before I get what I want. And sometimes I still don't really get what I want, but it's okay, because I know that there'll come a day when I can just type in what I want and it'll give me what I want, but it's not there yet. So there is a lot about this that is frustrating. That's the word. It's frustrating, but it's worth it. It's worth it because it's really, really fun. Okay, so here's another prompt example. 5 nuns in black habits, different parts of the room, turning the basement of an old convent into a fun comedy club. The comedy stage is elevated above the tables. A nun is placing a microphone on the stage in front of a red velvet curtain. 3 nuns are putting glasses on cheerful colored tables, and 1 nun is arranging chairs. And again, we have HD, 4K, Fujifilm, color photography, aspect ratio 16:9. So what did I get? Well, I did get a variety of different images, and I guess I could have shown you more than one, but basically I think it's pretty phenomenal what I got. Okay, so just to show you another prompt, I wanted to get the audience so that I could do an actual AI audience and them laughing. So it holds an audience of about 100, locals enjoying the comedy, drinking, laughing, clapping, and I got a bunch of different images that were fantastic. When you're doing character image descriptions, you really want to be thoughtful about details. Using the detailed image description prompts from Midjourney itself is another way of doing this. And what I mean by that is you can put an image into Midjourney and then ask it to describe the image, which is really interesting because sometimes what you get is not what you expect at all from Midjourney. It doesn't look like that to you, but to Midjourney, this is what the image looks like. And I have tried doing that and then using that as image prompts, and I find it's very iffy. I'm not exactly thrilled by doing that, but it's a great way for you just to see what an AI app thinks it's looking at, because it's not what you are looking at. Okay, so Sister Mary Clarence performing stand-up on the stage in front of the red velvet curtain, her black cat Lucifer seated at her feet, and then -- character reference image. I gave Midjourney a character reference image by putting an image into Midjourney and then right-clicking, opening up into my browser, right-clicking the image, copying the image link. It says copy image link. I copied the image link, and then that is what this particular link is, URL link is. And then I wanted it to have a content weight of 100, meaning I wanted it to actually try to match as closely as possible. Character weight 0 means you don't even want it to match what you put in. You want it to come up with something more creative than whatever it is that you put in as a character reference. I, on the other hand, wanted to match as closely as possible, so I gave it a character weight of 100, and then I did aspect ratio once again.
What did the character rate go up to? What's the high?
The highest is 100.
Is 100.
So it goes from 0 to 100, 0 being you don't want it to match the character reference. You're just using that character reference as literally a reference of the sort of look that you want the character to have, but you don't want it to look like that character. You want it to come up with something similar, something more interesting, something that you wouldn't think of, and Midjourney would, and Midjourney comes up with lots of stuff.
I get it.
So this is what Midjourney came up with, these different nuns, and quite frankly, I disliked every single one of them. They weren't anything like my little sister Mary Clarence that I have created in Midjourney. And even though I gave Midjourney the exact character reference that said I wanted it to be 100, still, belligerently, Midjourney came up with images that I do not feel look anything like my little sister Mary Clarence. But anyway, so these are the things that I want you to be aware of, because they are going, they're going to happen. They're going to happen to you, and you are going to be very frustrated like I have been. It took me 11 days to make the movie trailer, and I probably worked on it 6 to 10 hours every single day after work. Working, like before work and after work, I was just working on the trailer because I needed to get it done. And truthfully, it was quite exciting. It's
true.
Quite exciting.
It was very cool to see the progression of everything.
It really was.
Yeah,
but
very
man, I mean, sometimes I was so frustrated just by not being able to get Midjourney to understand what was in my head, trying to get it into my fingers, typing out the prompts, and not getting enough.
Think how frustrated I was when I was abandoned for so long while you were doing it.
Sorry, honey. Okay, so another fun prompt. Gorgeous cinematic movie still montage of 2 or 3 American 30. Oh wait. Oh, something funny happened here. It didn't understand what I was asking for at all, and I think because Midjourney had been creating nuns for me so much, when I said 2 or 3 American 30-year-olds looking at a phone together laughing at the nuns stand-up comedy, I think it thought I meant nuns laughing together at the phone. So this is why it's super important that when you are giving a prompt, you try to be as clear with whatever you are typing as possible, because Midjourney doesn't know what you're thinking. You have to explain clearly, succinctly, but precisely what it is that you mean. And even though when I think I'm doing that, it still thinks, you know, looking at a phone together, nuns. And it just comes up with its own stuff. So this is when it can become extraordinarily frustrating. This is how I did the Pope prompt. Gorgeous cinematic movie still of the Pope in his ornate office, chuckling as he looks at a smartphone screen showing Lucifer the convent cat. The office is grand, rich furnishings, religious artifacts, contrasting with the modern smartphone in his hand. And this is what it came up with. And there's the Pope. And I think it's a pretty awesome image of the Pope. And the other thing that happened that I absolutely loved was that the Pope has his own black cat like Lucifer. And I thought that was really fun, because even though that wasn't what I was going for with telling it that the Pope is enjoying the content about Lucifer, what I found so extraordinarily connected was how the Pope enjoyed it even more because he's got his own black cat. And that was what I got out of that. And I just loved that about Midjourney. And whether or not that's what happened, I don't really care, because I just thought that that was so unbelievably awesome. Look at
multiple Lucifers.
I mean, multiple Lucifers. Who couldn't love that? Okay, image creation. So I used Midjourney on Discord for my image creation. And Discord is something that you have to sign up for. You enter all your information. You get your own Discord account. It's free. And then you can join Discords of many, many, many different AI companies, platforms. I'm not sure what they're calling themselves now. But anyway, this is what Discord looks like, and this is what happened when I got the Pope. And then, as you can see, what's really cool is that when you choose an image, it gives you 4. And when you choose one of the 4 images and you say upscale this one image, which is what I did with this one, then it gives you a ton more options of things that you can do. You can upscale subtle, upscale creative, you can vary subtle, very strong, and vary region. And vary region is where you can say to it, I could literally have opened it up, chosen vary region, covered the cat and said orange and white cat, or Persian cat, or anything I wanted, or dog. I mean, I could literally change it to a dog, and it would change. It would give me 4 images that were different ideas, different options of that, which is unbelievably cool. You can zoom out 2 times so you can get a bigger image of the room. You can zoom out 1.5 times. You can do a custom zoom, or you can make it square if you're doing it for Instagram. And then these arrows show you also, you can say to Midjourney, well, I want you to go left, or I want you to go right, or up and down on the image, or you know what, I just love it the way it is, give it a heart, or you want to see it on the web. So it gives you a ton of options of what you can do, which is really, really cool. So, okay, let's keep going. Image inpainting and expanding. Now, you can inpaint, that's what vary region is, right in Midjourney, which I did many, many, many times. But you can also image inpaint and expand the image in Canva or Photoshop. And in Photoshop, it's quite extraordinary the things that you can do, and it's super simple. I will do a separate video on all of this, all of these different apps, showing you much more in detail what you can do. Again, as I said, this is just an overview for you, even though I've actually been talking for over 30 minutes, which I can't believe, but you know, probably you can believe.
I believe it.
And you can probably believe, because I do like to talk. But I get so excited about this stuff.
Yeah, no.
What, sweetheart?
It's great. I mean, you know,
I just get so excited.
Yeah, I mean, when you're enthusiastic about something like that, it's just fun to watch.
Well, I really do love all this stuff. I mean, even when it's frustrating, which it is super frustrating, it is so much fun and it's so exciting. And one of the things that I absolutely love about Midjourney is the way the image is created. It uses this kind of diffusion to create the image, and so as the image is being created, this is what you see. You just see all these dots and pixels and all this kind of stuff, and then all of a sudden these 4 images jump up onto the screen right in front of you, crystal clear, and it's magic. It truly is magic. It's just magic. Okay, so Canva or Photoshop, you can use either one of them. If you wanted to use Photoshop, this is the link for you to go to Photoshop. If you wanted to use, why do I have CapCut? I didn't mean to have CapCut, sorry guys. If you wanted to use Canva, it's just canva.com as well. You can also do quite a bit of this in CapCut, which apparently I was going to tell you but didn't. So you can do this in CapCut also. And this is the kind of thing, this is a Photoshop image that I'm showing you where you can select just one part of it and change the background. You can select the object and change the object. You can select this and change the colors. You can do anything. You can do anything. It's quite amazing. Next, now you have your images. You've got your characters, you've got your settings, you've got all of this wonderful lineup for your video or trailer. And now you need to voice it. And truly, for those of you that want to have a faceless YouTube channel, this is the way that you would do it. You would create your character, which they call an avatar, but I call characters because we're talking about film trailers, and voice it in something like 11 Labs. And 11 Labs right now is the creme de la creme for voices. And something that you can do in 11 Labs that I'm going to go to us, that I think is particularly incredible. Not only can you get a voice of any one of their characters, and if you pay for the lowest level, which is what I do, it's like $5 a month. I pay for the lowest level, but that gives me the opportunity to use every single voice that they have, the professional voices and the commercial voices and anything. I can use anything as long as I'm paying for it.
All the voices you used in the trailer is from 11 Labs?
Every voice in the trailer is from 11 Labs.
Ah.
And I just wrote in the script dialogue into 11 Labs, and then it created from that the voice. You can do some adjusting, and when I do a video on 11 Labs, I will show you how to do all of this. You're gonna love it. It's really incredible. Also in 11 Labs, there are 2 things that you must try out that are incredibly fun. One is called speech to speech, and this is super, super, super cool. And the way it works is you speak into a microphone in 11 Labs your dialogue from your script, okay? The way that you actually want it to sound. So if you want it to sound like this.
So it does, just make it clear, it's not going to be your voice, but it's using the inflections.
Yes.
And it's using the expressions
Yes.
that you use.
Yes.
Like if you're excited or you're happy or you
Yes.
want to yell, or yeah, that's right. Then it does that.
And then it does that. And that is part of the issue with these voices in something like 11 Labs. A lot of the times they do sound a little bit like this.
Well, because
And they
it
don't
used to be
give
just
you-
a computer.
Right. But now
Like-
you can go in and say, I want to use Sarah's voice, and you like Sarah's voice, but you don't like the way that Sarah talks like this. You can go in and you can say, okay, today, sisters, we're going to be going to the Vatican and blah, 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 and you can talk like this and you can do all of the emotion that you want, and then you can take that, put it back in under Sarah's voice, and now it's going to have all of the emotion, but her voice.
I'll bet eventually, and it's not there yet, but eventually it's going to have your body on screen, and you're going to have movements like with your hands and how you move your head and all that stuff.
I think that's going to happen
the
within a
next
year.
thing. Yeah,
I
that'll
think
be the
within
next
the year
thing.
it's going to happen.
The voice thing is very cool.
Because the
but
voice thing is
They're going
great.
to do movements next.
Because when you're looking at the AI characters and they're only moving their head and they're not moving their bodies whatsoever,
Yeah.
it is a little eerie.
Well,
It is.
It's just what it is. I mean,
And that's what it is.
Then it's not there yet. Well,
No. And I've
but
literally
it's gonna
tried,
happen.
I mean, and so these are things that I've tried doing, and you can see these on the Nuns YouTube channel, because if you look at the videos of Sister Mary Clarence, the early ones, doing her stand-up comedy, what I did was I put her on the stage with her head cut off, sorry, her on the stage with her body in Pika Labs and animated it.
Right.
And then I had this animated body doing things, and then I would just put her head over the body talking. So there are ways that you can get around it, but did it look real? No. Was it kind of bizarre? Yeah. So
when they come out with body movement, it's going to be natural body movement.
It'll be
and It'll make it
fantastic.
a lot better to do stuff,
yeah.
especially standing on stage doing a stand-up comedy act.
It'll be better.
It'll be excellent.
it'll be much, much better. So, there was one other thing. Okay, so I said the voices, actually there's more than one other thing. So in 11 Labs, not only can you do the voices that they give you, but you can do speech to speech so that you can make the voices even better. You can also do foreign voices. They have like 40 different languages that
Wow.
you can do. So you can actually have your characters speaking in Chinese or Korean or Italian or Spanish or
They
French.
have like Sean Connery. Good evening, Pussycat. How
No,
are you?
they don't. No.
No. Well, maybe someday they'll have specific
Don't.
voices.
No, you can't use somebody's voice.
Can you, Sean?
No.
Oh.
No, but you could do it.
All right.
But
good.
you could do a caricature of Sean Connery's voice.
Right.
As you.
Bob Connery.
Yeah, you could do that.
All right.
Okay, so then there's the using whatever voices they have, and then there's the speech. So that's text to speech, and then there's the speech to speech, and then there's the languages, and then there's sound effects. So you can also go into 11 Labs and you can type in the sound effects that you're looking for, which in our case for the AI movie trailer, I did audience laughing sound effects. Audience in a comedy club laughing.
Right.
And which was so cool. And
it
then
is cool.
Yeah.
And it's a better, I have to say canned laughter, but it's a better,
It was better.
artificial laughter than
Yeah.
ones that we've had before in previous programs.
So much better.
It is better.
So much better.
It's more
so
realistic.
I really recommend you try it out if you want to hear a car screeching, or if you want to hear a balloon popping, or you want to hear a cat hissing or meowing or something like that. Try it, because it is truly amazing. Truly amazing. Okay, let's go back to the slides. 11 Labs. This is where you can create character voices. This is where you can do voiceover, which is what I asked our expert screenwriter at ChatGPT as an expert screenwriter to give me the voiceover. And then this is what 11 Labs actually looks like, where you can generate all kinds of voices. And these are just some of the languages: French, Portuguese, English, Japanese, Arabic, Russian, Korean, Indonesian, Italian, Dutch. I mean, it's quite incredible, the ones that you can do. And then you just type in what you want it to say, and then it plays back here, and then you just download it. It's incredible. And every time you do it again, it changes somewhat. And also, it does have controls right there in 11 Labs for some of the voices where you can adjust how much you want it to stay true to the voice, or if you want a lot of variance or things like that, you can do adjustments, which is also fun and makes it a lot better and makes it more realistic sounding, because not many people just talk like this. Okay, animation. So DID, I love this. So I take my characters, and I would take a character like this that I created, and she was actually an AI YouTube coach creation, which I think is quite hysterical. I used a picture of me, which I don't look anything like her, but I used a picture of me in one of my gold sequin dresses, and this is what it came up with, this beautiful blonde girl that didn't look anything like me. But that's fine. I love that it comes up with really interesting things. Anyway, animation and DID. So you import the voice that you got, the MP3 file that you downloaded. You can download as an MP3 or a .wav file. I do an MP3. You can import that right into DID from 11 Labs, download it to your computer, upload it into 11 Labs, and then it's called Creative Reality Studio, and you can use generative AI to create future-facing videos. You can start for free. I do pay for it, and the reason I pay for it is because I don't want DID all over everything. And when I started using DID, do you remember that? When I did the Halloween, when I did the Halloween videos, and I did Ken as a vampire at Halloween, and I had him voiced, and I used a voice from 11 Labs, which I thought was fantastic. And I created this Ken character, and when I animated it in DID, it was completely covered with the words DID because I hadn't paid for the program yet.
What did it cost? I don't even remember.
That's like $5 or $10 a month.
Yeah.
It's everything is very inexpensive. Yes, it adds up. We do pay $20 a month for ChatGPT.
But it makes a big difference.
But it's huge.
It makes a huge difference.
It's huge.
If you're doing it.
If you're doing this commercially, you have to pay for it. You can't just use things for free commercially. So you do have to pay for it. One of the reasons why we do pay for it, because we're using it commercially. And then the other reason is because you get a lot more for your money, even though it's relatively inexpensive. You do get a lot more options when you pay for it. So let's go back to that. Okay, here is the web address for DID, and you should try it out. It's quite fantastic. After you create your characters, and here you can see the Pope. I just animated him, and then I took out this background, and then I just put that into the full scene of him speaking. But when I do full figures, it only shows in the thumbnail a small amount of the figure, but when I do full figures, it does do the entire full figure, so you don't need to worry about that. And I do them in Video Studio. There's also a new thing called Agents, where you can create your own avatar for your business or for your videos, and it will be a consistent character that will always be speaking for you as your avatar. And they call it an agent, and it's pretty incredible. It's another thing that you can try out in DID. And then for those of you that use APIs, there's just so much that you can do. Then you can go to Canva, and Canva has all kinds of fantastic things. I use Canva all the time to make all of my YouTube shorts. I make every single YouTube short in Canva. I also make my shortest videos, 3 to 5 minutes, in Canva. Then I take them down, I download them, put them in Final Cut, and that's where I clean them up and do all of the final editing in Final Cut. That's why it's called Final Cut. And you can also use a program like CapCut, which works fantastically. I happen to prefer using Final Cut. So you can add effects, and you can add lots of AI magic in Canva. Next, animated images, Pika on Discord. So now you want to take your images, and when I say animated images, I literally just mean that you are now making your character talk, but you can take images and animate them, the settings or the characters in Pika. And that is a lot of fun, but also frustrating. Here's the web address for Pika. It's pika.art. Home is what comes up. And then you can do all of the things in Discord. Oh, and don't you just absolutely love the cat? I just thought that was so hysterical, the way the cat was looking also like, what? Okay. So bring your characters and animation into Final Cut or CapCut when you're done. And this is where you are going to do all of your final work. You're going to do your editing. You're going to bring all your music in, all of that kind of stuff, and then music and sound effects. So what is really important is that your music and your sound effects are right for your movie trailer. And that is another reason why you want to go back to ChatGPT and you want to look at that. So let's go to that, and you'll see that I did ask it for detailed image description prompts for Midjourney, and then I also asked it to give me, it's amazing how much it does, a music outline for the trailer. And in the music outline, it gave for every major scene, the opening scene, aerial shot of the convent, music, a soft, slightly melancholic orchestral piece with strings and piano, setting a tone of beauty and sadness, reflecting the dilapidated state of the convent, and then in the convent, the different kinds of music, and then the comedy club, blah, blah, blah. And it really did a fantastic job. And it's why it's so important to embrace wonderful aspects of AI, in my opinion. Instead of saying, oh, I hate AI. Oh, AI is so terrible. Oh, AI, blah, 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 blah. That is when you don't open your mind. Open your mind to the possibilities of using AI to make something better than what you thought of. Make something different than what you thought of. Make something more creative than what you thought of. Make something weirder or more horrific or whatever genre, more science fiction than what you thought of. And this is what you do using AI. AI is a fantastic tool that I believe every person on YouTube that's a YouTube creator, every person in film that does script writing or any kind of writing or directing or set design or props or anything, costumes that has to do with something creative. ChatGPT can help expand your ideas into something that maybe you hadn't thought of before. And this is why I think AI is so incredible, and why I think the people that are down on AI are not realizing all of the magic that they can bring into their lives by using AI. Okay, so the prompt for music and sound effects, saying it's an outline for, and then the title of whatever your trailer or video is, and the audio, which we used udio.com for, absolutely unbelievable, something that you will just, it'll blow your mind, truly. And I will do a separate video on all of these, because every single one of these are so incredibly fantastic, and you just do want to know about them. And then in 11 Labs, you can generate any sound imaginable from a text prompt. So anything you can think of, you can get a sound effect for. So you can get inside a concert hall, you can get an explosion, you can get at a ballpark, you can get sounds in the desert, anything that you can think of, you can get. Add your audio, excuse me, in your editing program using FCP or CapCut, whatever it is that you want. And again, here are the links, the URLs for those. And then there's a quick question here I see. Are you using ChatGPT 3 or 4? Keith wants to know, and I am using 4 and absolutely love it. I used 3 and absolutely loved it. And I just, every single time I use it, I am truly blown away. It's just giving me fantastic responses. I do love it. So thank you for that question. And then once you've put all your music, all your sound effects, all your images, everything that you want to put in, your titles, et cetera, into your trailer, then you export it out of your program, and then you want to up resolution it, because what happens when you put it into Pika is that it turns it into mush. I don't know why it does that, but it takes like all of the details in lots of things, not for everybody, but for me. So if you know how to do this better than me, please tell me in the comments, like, what do I do to keep it super crisp the way that I put it in there? But I've tried every kind of prompt, like telling it, you know, like there's what are called negative prompts, -neg. It's called -neg, and then you put in no distortion, no weird motions, no weird movements, no blurring, no this and that, and it still does it. So I don't know what I am doing that other people are doing differently, because there are people that are getting super crisp, super clean image animation in Pika. I am not. I'm getting like a lot of weird mushing. So what and a lot of weird morphing, and you'll see that in the trailer. What I did was I used an up resolution, an AI upres, it's called. So if you just type into the internet AI upres for video, it will give you the options. Topaz being the top of the line, and CapCut being a fantastic option. I use CapCut for free, and it did improve it. It wasn't superb, but it was better. So let's just quickly run down what we covered today. You want to start with your concept or idea for your trailer or your video. You want to do the idea and concept, you want to put it into ChatGPT, type it into ChatGPT, and ask it to be whatever you want it to be. I asked it to be an expert screenwriter. Then you want it to create your script, the outline for your script. You want it to do the image descriptions for Midjourney. You want it to do the camera shots. You want it to give you ideas for the music. You can ask it for what kind of sound effects there should be and where they should be. You can ask it for everything, literally everything. Then you need to sign up for Discord. If you haven't already, sign up for Discord, because that is how you will access Midjourney. And Midjourney is where you're going to make all of your character images and all of your settings. And then Canva, Photoshop for expanding images, inpainting in images, grabbing objects out of images. There are so many AI options now in both Canva and Photoshop. You need to check them out. They're quite extraordinary, and I'll show you them in future videos. And then 11 Labs. I absolutely love 11 Labs. This is where you take your script for your characters and your voiceover, and you find the voices that you like, and you put that into 11 Labs, and you create your voices. And then you go to DID, and you add in your character, and you add in the voice, and now you animate the image and make it talk. Then you go to Pika, and you take all of your background settings, and you animate them in Pika, and you can do camera zoom in, and you can do camera zoom out, and you can do pan left, and you can do pan right. And then audio for music, beyond extraordinary. Absolutely beyond extraordinary. You will love it. And then FCP 10 or CapCut for your final edits, and then up-resing. And that is how you create an AI movie trailer in, how long did that take me?
Just like that.
Almost an hour. Almost an hour to give you that information. So I hope you are excited. I hope this makes you feel like, oh my gosh, I have to try this. I hope it doesn't feel overwhelming, because I know 11 apps is a lot. However, they're fun and they're pretty easy to use.
They are.
They're pretty easy.
They are.
And it is absolutely extraordinary what you can get out of them. And let's see, Keith said, I've been using 3.5 to generate PHP code. Yes, I mean, ChatGPT does so much. It is quite incredible. And you do want to use ChatGPT for scripting, for outlining, for suggestions, for music suggestions, for sound effects suggestions, for all of the different things that any major film would have. But any major film is going to have a separate person doing all of these things, whereas you're you. So this is how you can do it all. And you can do it all. And it does take time, but you can do it all. And that is, in conclusion, that's it.
In conclusion, that's it.
In conclusion, that's it.
Okay.
So in the next videos, so all right, so let's see. Come over here, honey.
Come over here.
Yeah,
honey.
come over here.
Oh,
Okay.
wait. I sure
So
have
come over here.
headphones on. All right, hold on.
I'm just going to move this way.
Wait, I'm still attached. I'm a little.
Come over here, honey. So in conclusion,
Right.
what? Oh, you're not really in
no,
yet.
I gotta.
Here, move in
Okay,
more.
okay. We haven't done this in a while.
I know, we
Okay.
haven't.
It's not.
You're
you know.
not in.
Well, what if I just did this?
Oh yeah, that's better. Okay, there.
Okay.
Okay, so
There it is.
it's very confusing.
There we go.
We haven't done this in a while. In conclusion, I will be making videos on all 11 apps that I showed you in the next videos, so that you can see broken down in detail how you actually use these and what you do to create this content. If you have any questions about anything that we've gone over today, put it in the comments below this so that I can add it into a next video. I can answer you, of course, in the comments. Sal can answer you in the comments, but it would be fun to put whatever questions or ideas or whatever you have in the comments below this video, and then I can add them into future videos. So in the future, we're going to be talking about 11 Labs in depth, DID in depth, ChatGPT more in depth, Midjourney, all of the different Pika, all the different programs that I covered. And that is AI YouTube
It's a
Coach
lot.
for today.
It'll be fun.
We are Zazumi, and I'm Sherry.
So.
This is Sal. And we are so thankful and grateful that you're here. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next video. Ciao, guys.
Toodles.